morning everyone, and welcome to the Two-Headed Wolf gaming channel as we are starting a brand new series in the combo that we're doing between Terra, Invicta and Phoenix Point. If you haven't watched Terra Invicta, what I'm doing is basically taking games that have alien themes, alien invasion, things like that, and I will be joining factions that are pro-alien or even the aliens themselves if we have the opportunity to do so. So I've picked Phoenix Point to be our second game in this series. It is a game like Xcom, Enemy Unknown. It's basically like modern Xcom games. A lot of people will compare it to that. A lot of people have already compared it to that. So I am going to try to show you the difference between Xcom and this one as we play along. Let me show you the intro cinematic just so you know what we are facing going forward.
In what may be the hottest year in history, scientists have recorded radical changes to the permafrost in Antarctica.
The Pandora virus, a so-called giant virus with the largest genome size ever recorded.
The crabs also display increased aggression, even towards larger predators.
A striking new weather anomaly has claimed many coastlines around the world. NASA is examining these clouds to figure out...
We've detected large amounts of an organic composite. So far, the sample doesn't match any of the DNA records we've compared it with.
We all saw it. Those creatures coming out of the sea on that oil rig.
The president has declared a national emergency.
It's obvious that what we're dealing with here is a biological weapon. As of today, we are at war.
It's taking their minds. I saw them walk right into the sea. Thousands of people. Thousands.
The mist is gone, but the city is dead. The roads are broken. You must join one of the havens. Do not attempt to survive on your own.
And that is pretty much where the story starts. So we're going to do a new game. We're gonna play on veteran. I am going to leave prologue and tutorial on, mostly because I want to show you the prologue. I will be skipping pretty much through the tutorial. Use promotional skills. I will disable this. I don't really like the DLC kind of costume and stuff, and as far as DLC, the other DLCs that we're playing with, the only one that I'm not leaving on is Festering Skies, because from what I could tell, it's one that can be very difficult for a first playthrough, and I haven't played this game in a very long time. I only played it when it first came out at a friend's place, and it needed some love, it needed some patches, and I'm hoping that now it is a good experience. If not, we're gonna discover it together, but with that in mind, let's just start the game. And I feel like this game has a lot of potential. Storyline it has that kind of choice of whether to go with a faction or the other or go independent, and I do like these kinds of games.
Yellow alert. Other refugees are coming from the coast. 400 yesterday. The mist is coming fast. We need weapons, vehicles, and food. If there's anyone that can respond.
8, 3, 7. We listened to the number stations every day. I took turns with Jacob, waiting for our signal. And finally, it came. A scarab got it too, its AI directing it to our rendezvous point. We had no news from Symes for many months. Did he send the activation codes? I was desperate to know what happened to him. The mutants were on the march again. Something was happening. If the mist was back, then it meant that the Pandora virus was mutating again, twisting the human form into new horrors. We needed to regroup, rebuild. But first, we had to get to that scarab.
Here we are, on the tactical map.
This is the rendezvous point. The scarab is waiting for us right over there.
Or do we call it the battle map? We can move around quite a bit. It has the same kind of look like Xcom. However, when it comes to using points, you can see that we start with 4 of them, and depending on how far we go, it consumes a portion of them. So we could walk up to these territories and still shoot. We would still have 2 action points to spend on a shot, or we could dash up to here and we won't be able to shoot anymore because we have less than 2 action points. However, if we had a pistol, we would still be able to use it, and there are certain weapons that do have less action points, take less action points to shoot. Here we have our first enemy. We're gonna take our second soldier. We're going through the tutorial, so this is pretty much we're following along. If we're going here, we're taking cover. There's low cover, as in this one, which will offer you some protection, and high cover, which will offer you, well, full protection almost. And this is one of the things that happen in this game. In Xcom, in the newer Xcom, and we're gonna talk just about the newer Xcom, when you would move a soldier from here to here, you would have a chance to discover some aliens, activate them, and still be exposed to them. In this game, when you run and you spot an enemy, as you probably would do in real life, you just stop, and it doesn't consume you any extra points or anything else to keep going where you wanted to go. So it provides you with a chance to act defensively. Here is the second difference in Phoenix Point. It's free aim. What it does is that you could aim manually at a certain part of the enemy, and you'll be doing this a lot through this game. Why is that? Well, there are certain advantages to taking out, there are certain tactical advantages, I could say, to take out certain parts of an enemy. For example, if we were to attack his arm here, right, to take out either the pincer or the arm that holds the pincer, then we would be able to take out his ability to use it, right? He can't attack with the pincer anymore. He still has his other arm, of course. He can still attack us, but if we take out his legs, you can see there, he will start to bleed. He will lose 9 movement range and minus 10 to the max amount of hit points. So even if he's going to heal up, if he had the chance to heal up, he would only be able to heal up to his full health minus 10 hit points. We'll discover more as we play along with this mechanic.
This must be the Scarab. It's seen better days, but it will have to do. Jump inside. Heading out. Target in sight.
We have a new soldier, a new enemy soldier. So we're going to have to find some covers here and there. I am curious to see if I could hit the enemy from here. There is a chance, but you can see the whiter circle, the light blue circle, is where most of your shots will land. The other circle is where some of the other shots will land. So it's like, it's about accuracy, right? In the middle, most of your shots will land in the middle, but there will be some spray and pray in the other, in the second circle. So you want to take certain weapons and either get yourself closer to the enemy or use things like sniper rifles from a distance. They are the most accurate weapons. Then there are heavy weapons which are less accurate. At this point I think I am going to take some cover and hide ourselves for a second from that enemy. We took a tiny bit of damage, and now we have 3 enemies in our range. If we're going to shoot, because this consumes only 2 action points, what will happen is that we'll have a chance to shoot twice. So let us do that.
Targeting one down. Kill confirmed.
I like the fact that we could aim and try to figure out like where could we land our most shots, because sometimes you can decide to shoot at this arm, right? There is a reason why you'd want to do that, but at the same time, look at the circles. Maybe it would be better to start shooting for his torso, because all of the other shots will still land on the enemy, which still causes damage. So it's not a percentage chance that you will hit and a percentage chance that you will miss and you'll scratch your eyes out like you do in Xcom. However, don't be too happy about this change, because there's still plenty of moments where you'll hate yourself for leaving your people too exposed or running them too far or things like that. The units get XP, they get injured, which you will be able to heal them later on. But we'll talk about it when the time comes. For now, going through the tutorial, we're just gonna have a series of fights.
After several hours traveling, the howling noises stopped, and then so did the scarab. I did a quick survey around our position while Jacob talked to the AI. There was an abandoned government reclamation station nearby. These places are usually good for scavenging supplies and equipment, but they often attracted desperate gangs. The AI gave us the reason for our stop: an emergency rescue signal from another Phoenix operative. We had a location too, right in the middle of that station. The scarab made it clear that we should attempt a rescue before continuing with our journey. Despite no sign of the mutants, our comrade was clearly under threat. The scarab's missile launcher would prove very useful. We've got visual on the building. The Phoenix operative should be close by. There are hostiles up ahead, so stay vigilant.
Okay. What do we have here? We have a tall building, we have an antenna. There's another building over here, and these are supplies. You'll be finding in these boxes. These are loot boxes. It doesn't play any kind of wild melody. You don't get gold cards and things like that, but you would get weapons, ammo, and different types of resources. For the moment, let's take Sophia, one of our units, and let's bring her up. We've spotted an enemy. This one is a bandit sniper.
Eyes peeled.
As you can see, we can't take it out in one shot. So we have to think of what do we want to do. We could even start shooting at the rifle. If we manage to destroy it, then they will have to find another weapon or change to a secondary weapon. That is something you can do in this game. We're gonna try to put the target in the middle of his body. Anything else that goes around will still land on the bandit. So it is a good way to work with it. And now let's try to take it out. Unfortunately, we didn't manage to do so. I am going to bring this scarab around. We're not going to keep this, it's only for the tutorial, but we will have tanks later on, which are great for doing a lot of damage because they do have this kind of super heavy weapons that can be mounted only on a tank. However, their ammo is limited and they're pretty expensive to keep. They do not heal, you need to go to a base and repair them. And what else? Well, they're pretty useful when it comes to putting wounded units inside of it.
They can't scare me. Come get some.
And make sure that they live to fight another day. Over here, it's very unfortunate the position it took. Let me show you, because we won't be using this for long. Let me show you how missile launchers work. Well, we hit most of the building and didn't hit the enemy at all.
Taking aim.
But at least he doesn't, or she doesn't have any more cover. That was so anticlimactic in what I wanted to show you.
Let's do this.
Let's take one of these soldiers. There should be a heavy unit somewhere in here. If I wanted to shoot, there will be a very low chance that I would actually do damage on it. So let's try to bring Jacob here. Yeah, here is our heavy. We just have to get in range in order to take control of it. heavies use heavy weapons and armors. They can be really good at tanking and also dishing a lot of damage. However, they have to be very close. On another note, right now I don't have any weapons, so tutorial is bringing us up here. And the way we do that is, first of all, by taking our soldier out.
Target located. Here I come.
Let's see, where is the target located? Okay, up there. I guess I will take cover like so. And I will bring her forward by a good amount. And then we're bringing on the tank, the Scarab here. Let's see, can I do missiles on someone? Yes. If we fire upon this target, there is a chance that the roof will collapse and they might fall and take full damage as well. We can also take him out entirely. I guess at this point I am going to try to see if I could take it out. But it really depends on the accuracy of the missiles. And unfortunately, we didn't hit anything. Then what I'm going to do next time... can't see him anymore. Next time we'll be hitting something that we can actually see. He has a jetpack, the Heavy has a jetpack, which is one of the abilities that can provide a lot of mobility around the battlefield. Given that he's so heavy, he's not moving a lot. Good. There we go, we have to reload our weapon. All of this is basic tutorials. Ah, there he is. Let's see, are we more lucky this time? No, we were not. Well, this campaign has started properly. Ah, I clicked too quickly there. So I shot at the ground. So yeah, there's no chance of hit and miss, at least not in the type of role that you get in Xcom. However, you can do dumb mistakes like that. That's why I was saying that in this game, there will be other opportunities to scratch your eyes out. Do more missiles? Sure. It's the final one that we have. I am going to try it. Come on. There we go. We actually managed to hit it. No range on these, but maybe through here.
Acquiring targets.
As you can see, we don't really have a good line of sight there because of the building, so it's not worth
taking position,
shooting at it. I am going to go on Overwatch, and you pick the range at which you want to fire, which can help because depending on the type of weapon and the range that it has, and the accuracy that it has at a longer range, you might decide sometimes to just sit still and do nothing. Let's try to take the Guardian out.
Ow!
You're gonna get it. Here we go.
Ooh, there's quite a few of them. Do we have a grenade on you?
Here we go.
So where are we now? We do not have a grenade. We have 3 enemies. I am going to take a bit of cover. And we're gonna fire upon this one. Let's go to the other warriors. Once again, it's not that accurate. I wouldn't want to shoot there. It would cost us 3 points to do a jet jump. Let's get a bit closer. Cool. We took the heavy out. I am going to bring Jacob around. And we're gonna fire upon this sniper where? Torso? Torso would be really good. Hand would be great as well. Let's try to take out this hand. Cool. Disabled one of the arms. And I could get some high cover and put the scarab in front. Only to try to attract some of the fire. As you can see, a tiny bit of the damage went to the tank. She will bleed out.
Gotcha. Switching. Taking aim.
Shot number 2. Take out the bandit. They do drop loot. They drop their equipment. Everything that wasn't badly damaged will be dropped. Where should we position ourselves? If I bring it here, I do have sort of a line of sight. Good, we managed to take the bandit out. And finally, I will use the heavy. I will take him over here. And that's it. Sophia is taking some damage.
That's a lot of blood.
Now we are taking bleeding damage. And he disabled our head, which has some effects. Let's first of all heal us. And if we take a look at us, we have hit points, willpower, and movement. Willpower or will points are used in order to cast certain abilities during the battle, which will use some of these points, but also reaching 0 will points will cause a panic. So you have to balance that out. Hit points is life, movement is movement. You have your equipment, everything has like different types of armor and also hit points. There's a lot of reasons why you'd want to shoot at someone in certain weak points. You'll be seeing us aiming a lot as we play the game. Almost took that guy out. If I bring myself over here, there's not a great line of sight, but I can do an overwatch.
Nothing's getting past me.
Repositioning. Confirming.
Look at that. So we shot at him and we just managed to shoot his equipment. Which means at this point he doesn't have any other weapon. He could take a weapon from one of his allies, or he could punch us. But that is one of those wild chances that doesn't happen too often. Actually, let's put the tank here. He is trying to flee the battle. We dazed the enemy.
Heading out.
Yeah, apparently the other enemy is not there anymore. He ran away. Okay, well, let's end it.
Omar, is it? Glad you found some gear, because you're gonna need it. Now you're part of my squad.
And that is the beginning of our game. Now we are going towards the base. There is base building in this game, there is research, there is production, resource management, exploration, quite a few things that make this game fun. There are...
After the battle, the Scarab resumed its course towards our base, struggling through the rough terrain. Strange growths were contorting the road, smashing against its armor. It wasn't long before it took one too many hits. The engine gave a loud crack, and the AI went dark. We had lost a valuable member of the team. We knew we were close to our destination, but we didn't know what we would find there. If we were to advance on foot, we had to exercise extreme caution. Approaching the base, we heard gunshots. Jacob and Omar took positions by my side. What was going on inside? A bandit ambush, or something much worse? Following Phoenix Protocol, we readied our weapons. It is time to reclaim our home. Tread lightly. There are hostiles up ahead. Let's get rid of them and clean up this mess.
So now we're trying to reclaim the base. The ending of the sentence early was that there's also like the different factions which provide different endings. From what I can tell, there are at least 5. There are 3 factions in the game. You can stay independent and defeat everyone, or you can stay independent and try to ally everyone. I believe that that is the case. Okay, we have a brand new enemy. It is a poison worm.
Ready to engage.
Basically, these ones explode and they cause poison to spread. All of these enemies are good to be taken out early. You don't really want them getting close to you.
Tango spotted.
We have another poison worm. Not sure, he's not gonna reach us, but we're not gonna reach him either. We found ourselves a sniper.
No visual, but I can hear commotion coming from the hangar. We must investigate.
As you can see, the tutorial has there is a good tutorial to this game. It teaches you a lot about enemies without you really having to risk your party, at least in the beginning. As I said, it is a tutorial. Let's take some supplies here. There is a handgun. I would like to keep these. Probably all of these except for the grenade. I would like to keep for our sniper.
Steady. Take overwatch positions and wait for them to come.
Sure. The game also tells us to save a lot before going into crazy situation. I'm not sure we're going to do that.
We've got a poison worm situation. Somebody get a medkit.
So I am going to be taking now control of the sniper, and we're gonna bring her here. We could also take a medkit, get close to her and heal her up. And there we go. It also cures poisons.
Let's go.
Poison, bleeds, and everything else that you might expect can be cured. There are some enemies coming in. Okay, We'll take the sniper, we'll open the inventory and let us put here the gun. The ammo doesn't need to stay with us, it can stay in the backpack. You only want to equip here actionable items. As you can see, you can shoot once with the sniper because it costs 3 action points, and it only costs 1 action point to shoot the pistol. So you can pretty much do sniper shot, pistol shot every round.
I'm here. Operative on the move. Acquiring targets.
Very inaccurate, that guy. But we'll bring Sophia and we'll bring Jacob around.
I'll be right there.
They are mostly the backbone of your army. Don't think you can really build a whole lot of parties using just snipers or heavies. However, there is something a bit more interesting, but I will present it, I think, at the end of this level. We have the opportunity to assign our first skill points.
Finger on the trigger.
Good. One worm down. We'll bring in our next assault and we'll put him on Overwatch right here. And then the heavy, I am going to take the heavy towards the crate. And finally we'll bring the sniper up as well. And we have our mind control worm. This is a very interesting enemy, mind fraggers. They are dangerous creatures that will latch onto your soldier's head, mind controlling them. The best way to deal with a mind fragger is to set short range overwatch cone and shoot it down as it approaches. That is one thing that you could do. Try not to put the cone of overwatch too close because it will shoot from a distance. And the way that you could take it off afterwards can be a bit difficult. Once, because it latches onto the head of the soldier. So if you're trying to shoot with a heavy weapon towards the soldier, you might hit the monster and basically lose the mind control. However, you might also kill your soldier or damage it a lot. You could also get very close to it and use the bash ability, which early on works fairly well. It gets a bit more difficult later on. I'm trying not to do too many spoilers. If you've never seen this game, I think it will be more interesting for you to discover it step by step. Because for some of its flaws, and there are flaws to this game, there are so many cool things. And I will move you closer. Take the pistol and we'll do an overwatch.
Receiving.
Let's take Sophia. And we found another mind fragger, so we're gonna get 2 mind fraggers.
Eyes peeled.
Not the best. Aim? I thought this line of sight was pretty bad, but we actually managed to do it. So let's move the sniper up and we're going to try to shoot it with the gun. How you managed to miss that shot, I am really not sure. And we'll go on Overwatch here. I think that is the best choice there. Perfect. So far so good in this game.
I'm prepared.
Let's bring our sniper up first.
Door is shut. so we'll have to use those ladders. Go, go, go! I'm prepared.
No enemies yet. Who can get up the ladder the furthest? I guess I will move Jacob. The speed of the warriors is slightly higher than normal, and we're gonna go even higher later on. But for now, just so we can get used to the visuals and the mechanics, I'll keep it as it is. Okay.
Ready.
Let us use our sniper. No, let's use the assault to see what's in the box. And we have some heavy magazines, we have a grenade, and we have 2 medkits.
I'll be right there.
Good, then we're bringing up
I'm prepared. Receiving.
Sophia.
Let's go.
We'll bring up the heavy as well, and we'll put the sniper on Overwatch for this door. Because who knows
Nothing's getting past me.
what's gonna happen. Let's step forward here. We see an enemy there, but we don't know exactly whom. If I was to go here, I would still have 1 action point, and I will move here, mostly because I know the tutorial.
Somebody bash that thing off his face.
So you can see, one of the operatives here already has an alien on his face.
I'm going in.
So what we're going to do is bash it off, and now he's freed from mind control. There we go. Time to put our soldiers on Overwatch. As at this point we just need to kill all the enemies and all operatives must survive.
Ready.
So I'm doing an Overwatch at this door, as there are signs of the enemy. I am going to do an Overwatch on this door. With these agents, I'm gonna bring them up and we're gonna go once again Overwatch.
Rolling out.
Double Overwatch, and I feel like we have 1 more door that we would need to cover. Somewhere in here. Beautiful Overwatch, 1 enemy down. Another one almost taken down by the sniper. Does she have line of sight to take any of them down? No. But I could bring you around. So we'll use Sophia to take this alien out, and our next agent. There it is, base cleared.
Phoenix, welcome home.
Which brings us to the next step of this game.
The reclamation of Phoenix Point was just the first step on our path ahead. A desperate fight against an overwhelming foe, and only a handful of friends to help. But if this base could withstand the attack, then so could we, and so could Symes. If our leader was somewhere out there, we had to re-establish contact, no matter the cost.
As far as the combat goes, this is the basic of it. As you can see, it has a lot of similarities with Xcom, of course. However, it differentiates itself from Xcom by action points, by the type of accuracy that you could have.
The Phoenix Project was founded on October 24th, 1945. The Second War to end all wars was over, but there were those who understood that we could no longer afford to think in terms of nations and empires. For a time, the Phoenix Project successfully navigated the political conflicts of its era. That was our golden age. Phoenix Project operatives scoured the world for clues. We had bases in 24 countries. Even the heavens were not off limits. But out there, on the far side of the moon, began our downfall. The failure of the Phoenix 2 mission exposed us to our enemies in the UN. Stripped of resources and scattered to the winds, we were reduced to a secret, a memory. When the Pandora virus woke up, we should have been the first line of defense. When huge clouds of mist appeared over the sea, when people started vanishing, we should have figured out what was going on. And when those people started coming back, changed, hostile, alien, we should have been ready to fight, but we failed. The ecosystem started to change, imperceptibly at first, then faster and faster. 3 factions arose. New Jericho, trying to restore order and purity. Sanhedrin, hoping to build a world without hierarchies. And the disciples of Anu, a new syncretic religion dedicated to adaptation and biological change. At war with the world, and at odds with each other, these factions cannot find a way forward. Now the mist is returning, and armies are rising from the sea. Without the Phoenix Project, humanity will fall. It's time to rise from the ashes.
Okay, let me close the idea with the combat. So, you have a bit more tactical control over what you are shooting and why you are shooting at a certain part of the enemy in order to disable its abilities or its weapons. And there will be there's something about character creation and development that I find to be a bit more interesting than in XCOM. And once again, consider this to be a different game. At the end of the day, you don't want it to be the same kind of experience, because otherwise you would just say, hey, it's XCOM, it's the same thing. It's very close, it's inspired by XCOM, definitely. However, they are trying their best to differentiate, and I believe that those differences can make this game a desirable one to play. As far as factions goes, we're going to go for the Disciples of Anu. As I said, there are endings for all 3 of those factions. There's an independent ending as well, and I'm not sure if there's one or there's more to it. I haven't looked it up. I haven't looked up any spoilers. I just know some things from the old notes that I've had on the game. We have a base over here. We're going to repair the facility. It costs resources. We have up here materials, we have tech, we have food. Then we have the amount of soldiers, and you can expand these by building living quarters. We have vehicles, we have aircrafts that transport us to different missions, and we have stores. You can build different types of buildings that have different roles. Stores is for storage, satellite uplink is scanning the area and offering you missions. Fabrication plant will provide you with ammo manufacturing, weapons and armors, and even, I believe it might be even vehicles. I'm not sure. Energy generator provides you the power that you need. Research lab is for research, medical base for healing your soldiers, living quarters is for expanding the troops. Access lift will just give you access towards the edges of, the space where you can control your base. I need to stop saying, And you will not be able to heal your soldiers in every base if you do not have a medical bay. You won't be able to repair certain vehicles if you do not have a building that is required for that. So you really need to pay attention to a few things, and we will have multiple bases as we play. At this point we're just waiting for the base to repair. We are in South America. Okay. And the base has been repaired. Now we can edit our units for the very first time as far as the tutorial allows us. And here is our team. We have Jacob. We could give him, I'll give him another ammo. We'll have a medkit on him, and I'll also put a grenade. When we can customize him in a few ways, like we could give him, even though he is one of the tutorial characters and thus he's unique, all of the other characters, or if you start the game without the prologue, you'll be able to customize them in a few ways. They're not the best looking things. It's not like the mods in Xcom 2. That is something that is amazing, to be honest, the work that the community has done. However, you can still color your team and do whatever you feel would personalize your characters. On this side, there is strength. Strength provides you with hit points and how much weight you could carry. Willpower determines, as I said, your ability to use certain skills and abilities in battle, and if it reaches 0, there is a chance that a panic will ensue. And there's also speed, which determines how fast your character will move on the battlefield. You can assign some of these points in order to increase their stats. How expensive or how cheap they are depends on the type of soldier. Soldier SP is the experience that only this soldier has. Phoenix SP are the points that are like a pool for your organization that you can spend however you see fit to whomever you see fit. And then you have certain skills and abilities. These are randomized. You can have some really good combinations of soldiers, or you can have some combinations that really don't work with anything. Sometimes soldiers are more valuable than at other times. However, you could also bring them into a new class. You can specialize them in like a dual class type of system, which can create good combination. Once again, it really depends on the skills that you've got. Sometimes maybe at first it doesn't seem like you've gotten the skills that you want for your type of class, but going into a new one and adding them together might actually create a really good soldier. So what do we have here? We have dash, which is using an action point to move up half your movement range. Okay, so you use one action point in order to move a lot. And Trooper, gain assault rifle proficiency with 10% extra damage and 20% extra accuracy. This is great for our assault. Any extra accuracy and damage to the assault rifle is what we want. For Sophia, we would do the same. So I'm going to give her a grenade, and I am going to give her 2 more ammo. She has Farsighted, additional +2 willpower and 10 perception range, or dash. Or she has returned fire. Shoot back at an enemy when it attacks, provided the soldier is using a direct fire projectile weapon with proficiency and the enemy is within half the perception range. I will do return fire. That is a great ability to have. Next, we have our heavy. He does not have a lot of experience. Takeshi Sato, our other assault. I am going to do pretty much the same setup as the other soldier. For our heavy, I guess I want 1 more ammo magazine on him. With the sniper, I would like a medkit on it. And then we'll take 2 2 magazines. We'll take 2 magazines for the sniper rifle. I don't care for handgun that much. I don't really like to carry weapons like that, but we'll keep the gun just for short defense whenever we might need it. And now we're moving to a point. We're exploring this site. You can find supplies, you can find events, or you can find battles. On this occasion we found a scavenging site. The threat level is low, the light level is day, and the enemy is Pandoran. In the scavenging site we take as many items from crates as we can safely manage to evacuate with our squad, and the enemy will constantly appear. It's a continuous attack. You have to be careful. In this game, and I'm sure in XCOM, at least in XCOM 2, there were missions like this where the enemy keeps spawning, so you have to move in, take the supplies, and run them out. Leave to fight another day, do not risk your squad. Losing a squad can be very detrimental for your long-term progress.
Those crates contain valuable materials, so grab everything you can. This place will be crawling with mutants any minute now.
Good. Here we are on the map. These are our exit points, so we have 2 there, another one here. It's not the perfect map as far as I can tell. Actually, it's not bad. All of the supplies are right here. We got a really good roll with this. And then we have all of these other points. These are points where the enemies can appear from. So it's even near us. We'll have to be very careful. Where there is like a light area like this, you get some willpower back when you go to it. Can be useful sometimes. Okay. I'm not sure exactly how to split the team, but I will bring Sophia to the right. And I will also take the heavy.
Let's go.
The reason why I'm doing that is whatever enemy might appear here, he doesn't have a whole lot of range to reach it. So we want to be very close to the enemy. Okay. We found one of these. A mist sentinel. So what it will do is that it will spawn a cloud of mist around the creature, around itself, which doesn't have a whole lot of effects early on. Mostly it is to hide the enemies. But the good thing about us right now is that we have our heavy. Our heavy is very good against creatures like that. It can also spot us and alert the enemies to our presence. Which is why it's not always a good idea to just directly shoot at it. Okay, I can move Jacob further. And our sniper, I would really like to take a high position with our sniper, but it doesn't really seem possible except through these stairs. And that will really expose us to the enemy. So let me take a high cover here behind the tree, and we'll just sit still. I'll put an overwatch, I guess, on this side.
Nothing's getting past me.
Phoenix operatives who enter the mist will lose will point, and enemies will be alerted to their position. Pandorans who enter the mist will recover will points. The mist won't dissipate and can be removed only with fire and explosive weapons. Tritons, be on your guard. This cunning monster will skulk around the battlefield, seizing any opportunity to flank you. And you can see that even though we fired at it directly, it didn't die. So some of the monsters are starting to be tougher. Are we going to call them monsters? Are we going to call them aliens? What an ugly hit to the face there. We have 2 targets, but one is obstructed by the tree. Okay, he has 10 bleeding and 10 life, which means that he will die. Let's see if we can get also the Triton. And we managed to do so with Sophia. That is great news, a good start. The accuracy is not that great for this attack, so let me move Jacob to this supply. Here we have materials in orange, food in green, and Uragan MG. This is hurricane. In Romania, Uragan means hurricane in English. I guess we'll take it. We don't have the ammo for it, but we'll leave it at that. And we don't have any more action points right now. With you, how do I want to get up here? I could go in one turn. That is a melee weapon, so I am not worried that he will die at any point. Not enough action points, so we still need to wait a turn there. I am going to bring our heavy closer, just so I can start shooting at this thing during the next turn. Maybe I should move the sniper up as well. Okay, well, we can only hit this with the sniper. Once again, we don't have a good line of sight. Let me take Sophia and move her up to these supplies. Enemy spotted. Where? Okay, a bit far. That is fine.
Taking position.
Not enough action points, so we'll still need to wait here. With the heavy, let's shoot at this thing. If we shoot at its head, this has the highest strength. It will reduce their will point by 30 if we destroy it, max hit points by -80. It would remove its ability to spawn mist and to detect us, proximity detection there.
That was satisfying.
Come get some!
Let me move up, see if I have a better shot now. Not that much, but we actually managed to hit it.
Ready to engage.
Free aim, awesome. So we took out the mushroom thing, and now one of the enemies is in panic. That means that they will run away, they will not really act.
Area covered.
Let's take the supplies. We're starting to become encumbered. Independent handgun magazine, don't care. Phoenix handgun magazine. I guess I care a bit more about that. When you are encumbered, you move less on the battlefield, so you consume more resources and move less. It's too far to think that we would be causing it any damage. I will have to use the sniper on this occasion.
I'm repositioning
To take some of the supplies. More monsters are spawning in.
Ready, willing, and able.
Let's get up here. Do we have any more action points? We do not have action points to take anything from here. However, I saw some sniper ammo. And now let us retreat. When you retreat, never retreat all of your troops and leave one around. Because there is a huge risk that you might get taken out. For example, if you get one of those mind-controlled enemies, then it might actually jump on the face of one of your soldiers and then you will lose him. Okay, this is the next turn, I guess. We've taken everything, so we'll retreat now. We can evacuate these people, so we'll do that. We'll leave behind only these soldiers for a second. Let's see, a free aim there. We might actually take it out. And we've caused it good damage. I'm going to overwatch on this side. So I am going to try to get one more shot here for experience, and now we're going to evacuate them. And that is all there is to it. I hope you have enjoyed the beginning of this campaign. We're gonna come back to it tomorrow. Now, hopefully until then, I'm sorry for my rugged voice. I've been recording a bit too much and forcing my voice. Not used to doing this at this level, so I am trying to get myself better, and hopefully I'll have a better voice going forward. With this in mind, if you do enjoy the series, if you enjoy what I do leave a like on the videos, as it does help the channel grow. And if you want to keep in touch, of course, subscribe. I post a lot of videos. I would suggest that if you don't want to get bombarded with the notification, you take off the bell from the channel, so you don't get notified for every episode I put out. Just one of those things where I know it's there, but I don't use it. I generally disable notification from many of the channels. So I'm giving you the same suggestion, just so I don't spam you with the amount of videos that I put out. Until next time, I hope you have enjoyed it. I thank you very much for watching, and I wish you all to have a wonderful day.